What if the quarter sitting in your pocket right now could be worth far more than just 25 cents? Before you spend another coin, you need to see this. Today we are uncovering the truth about the 1970 Washington quarter, the rare errors collectors search for, and the hidden details that can make certain examples much more valuable than ordinary pocket change. Stay with me until the end, because the coin you almost ignored could turn out to be the most exciting discovery in your collection. The coin number 1. Have you ever looked at the loose change sitting in your pocket and wondered if one ordinary-looking quarter could secretly be worth thousands of dollars? Today, we are uncovering the fascinating story behind the 2021 D crossing the Delaware-Washington quarter, one of the most talked-about modern American coins among collectors. While millions of these coins were made for everyday use, a tiny number with rare minting mistakes or exceptional condition have attracted serious attention in the coin collecting world. Could you be holding one without even realizing it? Stay with me until the very end, because we're going to explore the history of this remarkable quarter, the features that make collectors examine it so carefully, the rare errors that can dramatically increase its value, and the truth behind the viral claims that these coins are worth millions of dollars. The story begins in 2021, when the United States Mint introduced a new reverse design showing General George Washington leading his troops across the icy Delaware River during the American Revolutionary War. This powerful image celebrates one of the most courageous moments in American history, reminding people of determination, sacrifice, and leadership. Coins are more than just money. They are miniature pieces of history that travel from one generation to another. Every scratch, every mark, and every design tells a story about the country that created it. The D Mint mark on this coin means it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the busiest minting facilities in the United States. Millions of these quarters entered circulation, so finding a normal example is not difficult. But experienced collectors know that value isn't determined simply by the year or mint mark. The real excitement comes from rare production errors, exceptional preservation, and unusual characteristics that separate one coin from millions of others. Imagine a machine striking thousands of coins every hour. Even with advanced technology, tiny mistakes can occasionally happen. A coin may be struck off-center, receive a doubled design, develop die chips, or show other unusual features. These errors are often discovered only after the coins have entered circulation. When authenticated by professional grading companies, some error coins become highly desirable because they are genuinely scarce. Condition also plays a huge role in value. A quarter that has spent years in pockets, cash registers, and vending machines usually shows scratches and wear. But a coin that remains nearly perfect, with brilliant luster and sharp details, is far more appealing to collectors. Professional grading services examine every detail under magnification, assigning a numerical grade that can greatly influence the coin's market value. You may have seen dramatic videos claiming that every 2021 D crossing the Delaware quarter is worth millions of dollars. The reality is much more interesting. Most examples are worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, authenticated error coins or exceptionally high-grade examples can sometimes sell for much higher prices because of collector demand. The difference between an ordinary coin and a valuable collectible often comes down to small details that are easy to overlook. One of the most exciting parts of coin collecting is the treasure hunt itself. Every time you receive change from a store, you have an opportunity to examine the coins carefully. Many collectors have discovered interesting varieties simply by paying attention to details that other people ignored. Patience, knowledge, and careful observation are often more valuable than luck. Modern quarters like the 2021 Crossing the Delaware issue have introduced many new people to the hobby. Families search through jars of coins together, young collectors learn about history through the designs, and experienced numismatists enjoy studying subtle die varieties. Every coin has a journey, passing through countless hands before eventually ending up in a collection or returning to circulation. If you happen to find a 2021 D quarter that looks unusual, avoid cleaning it. Cleaning can permanently damage a coin's surface and reduce its collector value. Instead, compare it with normal examples, and if it appears genuinely different, consider having it examined by a reputable coin expert or professional grading service. Authenticity is the key to determining real value. The Crossing the Delaware Quarter reminds us that extraordinary stories can hide inside ordinary objects. Although most of these coins are common, a small number with genuine mint errors or outstanding condition have become exciting discoveries for collectors. That's why searching your pocket change can still be rewarding. Not because every coin is worth millions, but because history, rarity, and careful observation can occasionally uncover something truly special. So before you spend your next quarter, take a closer look. You might not become an overnight millionaire, but you could discover a fascinating piece of American history that many people would simply overlook. The coin number 2. Have you ever reached into your pocket, pulled out an ordinary-looking quarter, and wondered if it could be hiding an extraordinary story? Most people spend coins every day without giving them a second glance, yet collectors know that some coins become valuable because of their history, rarity, condition, or unusual minting errors. Today, we're exploring the fascinating story of the 1970 D Washington quarter, a coin that has captured the attention of many collectors over the years. While most examples are worth only face value or a modest collector premium, a small number in exceptional condition or with genuine mint errors have sold for far more than ordinary quarters. That's why knowledgeable collectors never judge a coin by its appearance alone. The Washington quarter first appeared in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design proved so popular that it continued for decades, becoming one of the most recognizable coins in the United States. By 1970, Americans used these quarters every day for shopping, transportation, and vending machines. Millions passed from hand to hand, making them a familiar part of daily life. The Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark, produced a large number of these coins during that year, because so many were made. Finding an ordinary circulated example is easy. The real excitement begins when collectors discover something unusual. Every coin begins as a blank metal disc before powerful presses strike it with incredible force. Even though the minting process is carefully controlled, tiny differences can occasionally appear. A die may wear down, shift slightly, or develop small defects that leave unusual marks on a coin. These mint-made characteristics are what many collectors search for because they can transform an ordinary coin into an interesting collectible. Finding one isn't common, but that's part of what makes the hobby exciting. Another factor that influences value is condition. A quarter that has spent decades in circulation usually shows scratches, worn edges, and faded details. A coin that escaped heavy use may still display bright luster, crisp lettering, and sharp design features. Collectors often pay premiums for coins that have been preserved in exceptional condition because they represent how the coin looked when it first left the mint. This is one reason why two coins with the same date and mint mark can have dramatically different values. The front of the 1970 D Washington quarter features the familiar portrait of George Washington, while the reverse displays the classic American eagle design used before the state quarters program began many years later. These designs connect the coin to an important era of American history, reminding collectors that coins are more than money. They are historical objects that reflect the nation that created them. You may have seen dramatic online videos claiming that every old quarter is worth thousands or even millions of dollars. In reality, most 1970 D Washington quarters are common coins. However, authenticated examples with significant mint errors or exceptionally high grades can attract much stronger interest from collectors. Understanding that difference is one of the most important lessons in coin collecting. Knowledge helps separate genuine opportunities from exaggerated stories. Many experienced collectors enjoy searching through bank rolls, inherited collections, and jars of spare change because discoveries still happen. While finding a rare variety is uncommon, it isn't impossible. Every search teaches something new about minting, history, and the small details that distinguish ordinary coins from special ones. That sense of curiosity is what keeps the hobby alive generation after generation. If you ever think you've found an unusual 1970 Washington quarter, resist the temptation to clean it. Cleaning can permanently damage the surface and reduce collector value. Instead, compare it carefully with normal examples, and if it appears genuinely different, consider having it examined by a reputable coin dealer or professional grading service. Proper authentication is the best way to understand what you have. The story of the 1970 Washington quarter isn't about guaranteed riches. It's about history, craftsmanship, and the excitement of discovery. Every coin has traveled through countless hands, witnessing everyday moments that are now part of the past. That journey is what makes coin collecting so rewarding. Sometimes the greatest value isn't just measured in dollars. It comes from uncovering the stories hidden inside the small pieces of metal we often overlook. Part 2. As the years passed, the 1970 Washington quarter quietly became another piece of American history. Millions of these coins circulated across the country, passing through grocery stores, gas stations, restaurants, and countless pockets. Most people never imagined that decades later collectors would carefully examine these same coins under bright lights and powerful magnifying glasses, searching for tiny details that could make one example more desirable than another. That is one of the most fascinating aspects of coin collecting. Two quarters may appear identical at first glance, but a closer inspection can reveal differences that completely change how collectors view them. The Denver Mint was one of the busiest facilities in the United States, producing coins that were expected to last for many years in everyday circulation. Workers operated high-speed presses that struck thousands of coins every hour. The equipment was built for precision, but even the best machines can experience small imperfections. Dies gradually wore down after repeated use, and sometimes they developed cracks, chips, or polishing marks. These natural changes occasionally left unusual characteristics on the coins they produced. While most of these differences are minor, some become collectible because they are uncommon and easily recognized by experienced numismatists. One of the first things serious collectors examine is the sharpness of the design. On a well-preserved 1970 Washington quarter, George Washington's hair should display fine detail, the lettering should appear crisp, and the eagle on the reverse should show strong feather definition. When these details remain intact after decades, the coin becomes much more attractive than a heavily worn example. This is why condition is one of the most important factors affecting collector value. A coin that spent years in circulation naturally loses detail, while one that was carefully stored may still resemble the day it left the mint. Collectors also pay attention to the coin's original mint luster. Freshly struck coins have a bright, cartwheel-like shine that reflects light in a unique way. As coins circulate, this natural luster gradually fades because of constant contact with other coins and everyday handling. Finding a 1970 quarter with vibrant original luster is becoming increasingly difficult because more than half a century has passed since it was produced. Time itself has become one of the greatest challenges for preserving these coins. Many beginners believe that an old coin automatically becomes valuable simply because of its age. Experienced collectors know that rarity, demand, originality, and condition work together to determine value. Since the 1970 Washington quarter had a large mintage, ordinary circulated examples are generally common. However, coins with genuine mint-made eras, unusually high grades, or exceptional eye appeal may attract significantly greater interest from collectors who are trying to build the finest possible collections. Another exciting part of the hobby is learning to recognize authentic mint eras instead of damage that occurred after the coin entered circulation. A coin that has been bent, scratched, drilled, or damaged outside the mint usually carries little collector premium. In contrast, a true mint era occurred during the manufacturing process before the coin ever reached the public. Understanding this difference requires patience, careful observation, and a willingness to continue learning. Every collector improves over time by studying genuine examples and comparing them with ordinary coins. The 1970 Washington quarter reminds us that every coin tells two stories. The first story belongs to the mint, where skilled workers transformed blank metal discs into official United States coinage. The second story began the moment each coin entered circulation, traveling through thousands of hands, witnessing everyday purchases, celebrations, and moments of history. Decades later, these same coins continue their journey, not just as money, but as historical objects that connect the past with the present. That lasting connection is one of the greatest reasons why coin collecting continues to inspire people around the world.